We've just seen that we can drag and drop our own elements in here. So let's use our category. By using category, we see the list of all of our different furniture, office supplies, and technology. But I also see I have subcategory available. So by dragging subcategory next to it, I see all of the different subcategories within each category. Let's use profit for a change by dragging profit to my columns. So I basically dragged category and subcategory to the rows and profit to the columns. Good to understand, every single measure that I've dragged from the left to my visualization will always be aggregated by default. And as you can see, the default aggregation that we are always using in Tableau is a sum. We'll later see how we can easily change this. The next thing that is curious about my current visualization is the fact that it's not using all of the available space on my screen. I still have a lot of white space below it. That's what the following drop-down on top of your screen will control. Fit width, fit height, and entire view. In this case, entire view would be the best option for me to make sure it uses all of the available space. Okay, what's next? Well, I've seen that an order date or a ship date, in general, a date, is a hierarchy. So I can drill up and drill down. What if I want to drill up and down from category to subcategory by having this little plus icon available in front of it as well? Well, we can easily create our own categories on the left side by going to our subcategory in our dimensions overview and dragging it on top of our category. As you see, it's marked in bright blue. From the moment it's marked in blue, you can just drop it in there to get the following question. What would you like to call your hierarchy? Category levels. The moment I click OK, you'll see something appearing on the left side as a hierarchy yourself with the elements contained in them. It could be, of course, that some of you have subcategory on top of category. That's not really logical. That's why we can easily switch between what's the top level and what belongs below it in your hierarchy on the left side. From the moment you've done that, you should be able to use the drill down function on your screen as well in your current bar chart. So it's quite easy out of the box to create your own drill down hierarchies. We can even add multiple elements in there afterwards by choosing and dragging them in the existing hierarchy on the left side in your dimensions pane. As you can see, we can drill down. If I now drill down to product name, it looks really weird. That's because I've chosen entire view in my dropdown at the top. Entire view will just put everything that's available. It doesn't really matter how many records or rows, it puts everything on my screen as it looks at this moment. So in this case, fit width would be the most logical case because we have so many values in there. That's what the difference is going to be between fit width, fit height, and entire view. If I go back to subcategory, this is okay, so I can quickly switch back to entire view. That's how it's going to behave. Okay, so I now see my categories, subcategories, and the different bars. It's not super clear for me instantly which of the bars belongs to the different categories or subcategories. That's why we want to indicate the bars that belong to a specific category by using a color. Doing this relates to what's called our marks card. Maybe it's a good idea to first dive a bit into the fact of what is a mark. What is a mark for Tableau? All the way in the bottom left of your Tableau desktop screen, you should see this little status bar in the bottom. It says 17 marks. That means 17 marks also means we have 17 bars. So a mark in this case is every single bar. If I use my drop down and change it to a circle, Now every mark is a data point or a little circle that we see. That's what a mark means. If I switch it back to a bar or choose automatic, it should be the same. If we do it this way, we can see that we can play with the color, the size, the label, and the tooltip of every single mark. In this case, our bars. Okay, interesting. If we click on our marks card and we choose color, we see that we at this point can change the overall color of all my bars. We can also play with the opacity or the transparency of my bars. Okay, that's a good start. That was not really what I was looking for. I want these bars to have a different color than these bars because they belong to a different category. Okay, it's always possible to drag dimensions and measures on top of these marks cards as well, or these mark elements. We already knew this if you watched carefully, because if I drag category out there, you'll see that there's an orange border appearing around all of these different marks. And an orange border always means we can drop the element on top of it as well. That's why I'm going to drag category and just drop it on top of my color mark. So I took my category dimension and I dropped it onto the color mark. By default, Tableau assigns, of course, the different elements as you see them appearing in our color legend on the right to the specific bars. We can change the colors by clicking on this color mark once more. Edit colors, and you'll see that on the left side we see our different elements listed, and on the right side we can choose the color it should get. Tableau by default now assigned these colors from top to bottom in the first column. We can choose the color palette that we like most, and as you can see in the bottom, there's a way of even adding your own custom color legends. For example, the house style of your own company could be easily added and always be available in Tableau as well. I'm going to stick with the default colors and cancel on not changing anything. The next element we can change is what's called size. I'm a fan of having bars almost sticking to each other by doing it like this. And let's also add a simple label by clicking on label mark and selecting this option called show mark labels. Let's keep it to this for now before we deep dive into our other marks card options in the next sheet. So I basically dragged category to color, changed the size a little bit, and clicked on this label mark and selected show mark labels. To wrap up, I'm going to rename my sheet to profit per subcategory and category.